Great. So I think some time has passed, so we can get started. This the value loop is a community of driven professionals committed to growth and collective success. Here we turn potential into performance through shared learning and real conversations that inspire action. The heart of the value loop is a simple loop which spans from learning to applying to sharing and to growing. For those that are new here, we have our social medias and our platforms that you can view our other videos and other sessions that we have had, where you can follow our YouTube channel, our WhatsApp channel, and our page on LinkedIn as well. You can use the QR code to scan. The session is about to be very exciting because it's a part 2. As the very first time we are having a part 2 of a session. The session from last week was the topic, leveraging AI as a competitive advantage in the workplace. And this was taken by Mr. Peter Onisha Berebakumo. I still can't pronounce the name, so I apologize, Peter. I will be handing the floor over to you in a couple of minutes, but before that, I'll do a quick recap of what you spoke about the last time. Peter gave us some very insightful details and insightful nuggets about using AI to build our futures, being it professionally, being it socially, and being it educationally. So he has educated us on what to use AI for, how to use it, and answered some basic questions. So today he will be taking us through some of the basics of what he has used AI tools to do. He'll give us some more nuggets and answer as many questions as he can before the session will run out. So here's to a very fruitful session. I will be handing over to Peter. Peter, the floor is yours. Hello, Peter. I think he might have just dropped off the call for a bit, maybe network, but I'll also do another quick run through of what he spoke about the last time. So the last time he gave us professional knowledge on what he used his AI tools for. So he's a web developer. He's someone that channels AI learning towards developing African knowledge. So I think once again, Peter is back on the call, so I will let him take over. So Peter, are you ready for us?
Yes, I am. Hey guys, sorry, I had a bit of a network challenge, but it's all resolved now.
Great.
Okay, I guess I'll take it from here then. Cool. Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Peter Onisha Perebakumo is a seasoned web and mobile full stack software engineer, a technological entrepreneur, and a digital strategist. Peter has over a decade of professional experience with what he does, ranging from AI to software development to base level computer science and computer engineering. Peter is the founder of Book Me Now, a growing technological startup that is based in Ghana, as well as him himself. So Peter has built and contributed to the scalable digital product for clients and organizations across Africa and internationally. His work through leadership and technological innovation has inspired startups and personal developments across the African continent. He has a strong commitment for empowering the youth, particularly African youth, because he wants to see the continent grow. And he pushes people and businesses to transform ideas into sustainable and impactful businesses for sustainable growth in the world. So once again, Mr. Peter, we welcome you to the Value Loop, and I have handed over the floor to you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Alba. And thanks to everyone for having me for the second time once again. Um, yeah, I guess right into it for time's sake. The last time I was here, we talked about how you could leverage AI to be more productive, but to gain advantage and leverage at your workplace, right? Today, I think one main thing from the last one was that there are a lot of questions, but that we didn't have enough time to go through answering all the questions. So today is a chance for those questions to come. Sorry, my camera is off today. Um, I have a bit of like, I don't know, light issues here, but I think, yeah, if you were in the last one, you already saw what I look like. Yeah, and my pictures, yeah. So, anyways, um, so today we'll answer questions. So please, when you have questions, just drop them. We'll get to the. We'll be very quick and then we'll answer all the questions. That way, there's enough time for enough questions. But today too was to show you some of the tools that I've been using, right? And also to show you. Some people might be like, "Oh, AI is good." Some people might be like, "Oh, AI cannot build certain things. Like can't build mobile applications or can't build web applications and things like that." So today I will show you some of the tools I've been using to build websites and also um, to build mobile applications. Somebody might also be like, "Oh, but you're a technical person. You already know how to do these things." So it's different for people that are not technical. But I'll show you some of the things that some of the tools I've used to create apps, and I didn't need to write any single line of code, right? That then means that you can also have access to these tools and use these tools to build your ideas, right? Without worrying too much about the technicalities and understanding how these tools perform, right? I think AI is making it possible so that you don't worry too much about the technicalities of things, right? All you have to focus on is your idea, think about how you want to solve the problem, and then you can use AI to speed up the rate at which you execute things, right? So, yeah, sorry, I also got a code. Okay, today I'll be sharing my entire screen just to run through. But before I get started, I'll talk about something that I just launched um, 2 days ago that was solely built with AI, right? To show you the possibilities. Share entire screen. Um, okay, share entire screen in 3, 2, 1. Please confirm that you can see my screen.
Yes, we
Um,
can, Peter.
mm. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I present to you an app called Day Tracker, right? So Day Tracker is literally it helps you plan and organize your day one task at a time, right? And you're able to visualize your progress, right? You can see from this screenshot or design that you can visualize your progress and see the days where you've been super active and the days where you've not been active. And there's stats that show you, okay, yesterday was better than today, last week was better than this week, last month was better than this month, where it keeps you in check to make sure that you can do things right. One might ask, oh, why do we even need something like this, right? So personally, I built this last year using AI, and I would say I've been enjoying it. Where I've been able to track my activities day on a daily basis. I've been able to reduce the doom scrolling I do on social media, where instead of spending too much time on social media, whilst I'm on TikTok or Instagram going through content and I have the tasks to be done within the hour, right? Day tracker has been created in a way that it would prompt you on your next task, right? To keep you in check to make sure that you are aligned with the deadline you have or any goal you're trying to achieve, right? The point is, day tracker's aim is that it's a productivity app, and at the same time, it tries to make sure that you as a person is super, super, super productive. The focus is on you, right? And the features are quite interesting. You're able to move tasks to the next day. You're able to complete task or check task. You're able to set task ahead of time. So for example, if you have something that you're supposed to do, sorry, give me a second. What is this? And if you have something you're supposed to do, maybe in 2 weeks' time, right? You're able to set it ahead of time and then save yourself the stress. Why am I showing Day Tracker? Day Tracker is a complete mobile application. At the moment, it's only available for iOS users. So sorry for the Android users here. So if you are an iPhone user, you can just scan this QR code so that you have a taste of what Day Tracker is. The reason is I wanted you to have a feel of what it is so that you see the possibilities, you see the things that are achievable. Yeah. So I want you to be able to see the things that are achievable, right? That way, it's not like me just talking about, oh, I use AI to create an app, and then you have not experienced the app, or the app is only on my laptop, is not online. Hey, this app is on the Apple's App Store. It's been approved already. I rolled it out 2 days ago, which was on 12th, today's 14th. Um, Already there are about 40 users already downloaded the app already, and I've not even done any marketing, right? And what made the app even I would say kind of go viral was that I have been using it since around mid last year, but I created the AI to just solve a personal problem. So I didn't see the need to share it online. But when I achieved some task, I randomly took a screenshot on the app and I put it on Twitter, right, or X now. And a lot of traction came. People were like, oh, what is that? I like the way they organize the task. I like the way it looks. Like, what is that? I'm like, oh, it's my personal app I've been using. And they were like, oh, they want it. They want access to it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Then I quickly just went in, added some few features that I think they would like, and then I rolled it out. So I uploaded it to the App Store last, I would say, on Monday. Yeah, on Monday, and no, the week like the week before. So on like Thursday, and Apple got back to me on Monday, and then went through the back and forth of fixing an issue that they realized up until on the 12th, and then it was approved and rolled out, right? So you can scan this code if you're on iPhone and you can access the app, right? Cool. And now, in creating this app, I used AI tools, right? So the main tool I use for this creation is something called anti-gravity, right? I talked about it briefly the last time. Anti-gravity, for those of you that are new to AI, you see, you can download for Mac OS. If you're on Windows, you can download for Windows. It's only showing Mac OS because I'm on a MacBook, right? Now, this is what anti-gravity looks like. Don't worry about the complexity of how it looks. This is literally what it looks like, right? Where you're able to literally have a conversation on the right here, right? On what you want done, and you get it done, and you can run it to see how it looks. And you can see this phone here. This phone here is not really my phone. It is just something called a simulator that MacBook gives you so that you can test your apps. You can see when you download the day tracker app, you can see that some of the things you see. You see the days you've been very active. You can see on the 7th, I didn't do anything on the 7th. There's no task on the 7th, right? But you can see that on the 12th, I completed some random task, right? So this is just the test account. My actual one is on my phone, so that one you see more things, right? And then when you go to the calendar, you can see the trends. You can see for this week, I was active on Monday, Tuesday I wasn't active, Wednesday I wasn't active, Thursday I tried, Friday was boring. Today I'm doing something. For the month, you can see the activity for the month, you can see the year, activity for the year. And comparison to is something very interesting I like. You're able to compare yesterday to today, last week to this week, last month to this month, and custom if you want to compare different months. But you see, all this was just me solving a problem that I had a solution for. But I didn't need to worry about the technicalities of how a mobile app should look and all of that. I just explained it really well to the AI and he built it, right? And here you can also switch to light mode and everything just applies, right? But I realize some people like light mode, right? But I like dark mode. And come to think of it too, I also added a way for you to subscribe because now I'm creating a tool that would help people stay organized. It's also possible that I could build a business out of it, right? So for this particular app, the charge is about $10. But now you see the catch here is this: it's unlimited task for a lifetime access. So it's also an app that is not going to charge you monthly. You just pay once, and forever you don't have to pay again, right? And the good thing too is that I prioritize privacy. You see, everything I keep talking about is the solution to a problem, right? It's not just, oh, I want to build an app. What exactly do you want to build? What problem are you solving? For me, it was a personal problem, so it made sense for me to really get detailed, right? And I think it's the idea people need to have, right, when you're prompted. So this app takes security as a top-notch thing. So when you open the app, it doesn't ask you to log in. The reason is your data is not saved on a server somewhere or anywhere. No, me as a creator, I don't have access to your data. In fact, your data is saved on your phone. So the phone you use to open the app, your data is saved there. That way, your private task or things you need to do that is proprietary to you is not shared anywhere. That is that. But hey, long talk about Day Tracker to show you the possibilities. Now let's get into some of the amazing tools that you can use. I've already showed you anti-gravity. You can use it to build websites, mobile applications, and the like of them. A friend shared the tool with me last week, and I got to experience it today. It's called Gamma, right? And if possible, I would try to show you what the dashboard or homepage looks like. Okay, let me see. Let me Google it and Gamma. Okay, still going to take me in there. Oops. Yeah, so Gamma is a platform that lets you generate PDFs, right? Using AI, rather presentations, PDFs, any kind of presentation, even social media graphics, using AI. And this thing is really mighty. This thing is really crazy, right? We're going to test out something today, right? I'm going to go to ChatGPT. This is a clear thing, right? I'm going to say, okay, you're working, you want to generate a presentation for your boss, right? Gone are the days where you need to do all those design, organizing things on your own, figuring out the chart on your own. You can now use AI to do it. Like what I said, I talked about the last time. The first thing you want to do is go to ChatGPT and have brainstorm with it to understand what exactly you're trying to do, right? So I'm going to ask ChatGPT something. I'm like, hey, let's do a research on. Sorry about that. Let's do a research on the Nigerian, I don't know, Nigerian tax reform, right? And let's get some stats for presentation. Yeah, right? This is the first thing I'm telling you, right? And right now, ChatGPT is smart. It's able to search the web, right? I think I am on a paid ChatGPT, but even the free one, I think now can do that, right? So it returns Nigerian tax reform 2023 to 2026, right? Overview, statistics, and key insights. It says Nigerian government under Bola Tinubu launched a comprehensive tax reform agenda, whatever, whatever, whatever. And it shows all of this. I know, okay, it shows different calculations and all of that, right? And all of that, okay. And it shows the breakdown and all of that. It could also be that you're giving a work file to ChatGPT. If you give an Excel sheet to ChatGPT, right? And then it will put that in the report and any of that, right? I can then be like, okay, then it's easier. Say, if you like, I can help you build a full PowerPoint presentation. You can decide to do this one, but when you ask ChatGPT to do a PowerPoint slide for you, it would not take into consideration the styling. In fact, let's tell it to do it. Let's say generate this a PowerPoint slide, right? Right? We're going to do a PowerPoint slide, right? And I have tried this before, so I'm telling you that it's going to generate something for you, which is very informative, but it doesn't have the design element to it. And usually when you're generating PowerPoint slides to give to your boss, you need it to be designed, right? Sometimes you need the graphic designer to be the one to do it. But gone are those days where you need a graphic designer to go do it because now AI can create very beautiful and stunning PowerPoint presentation. So now he said he has generated it. He said download the slide. I'm going to click the link and I'm going to save it in my download folder. And I'm going to try to create a new window here for us to preview the file that has been generated. You all can see my screen, right? So when you look here, it shows you a detailed PowerPoint presentation. Let me do that, where it shows the title page, but you see it's plain, right? It's plain and all of that. It is plain and everything is just there the way it is, right? But of course, you can't send it to your boss because it's there's no juice to it, right? Now that's the interesting thing now, right? You can then say, okay, we can then say, if funny enough, you can literally copy everything here and take it to the Gamma tool I'm showing you. What we can do now is because ChatGPT has already generated a file, we can come to Gamma and click Create New, and then there are different options. It says Generate, which is create from a one-line prompt in a few seconds, paste in text, create from notes, an outline, or existing content. We're going to go with this option. You can explore other things, but because of time, we'll just speed up. We want a presentation. You can generate web page, document, or social graphic, or we'll just choose presentation. And the default or traditional way is 16 by 9, which is fine. And we are going to try to import file, right? We would upload a file that was generated. That's the PowerPoint file that was generated, right? We would do that. It's uploading the file. It's taking a while, processing the file. And then when it's done, it will show us the content of the file. Now, you see the file has been updated, right? So it's going to use that. Now, we're going to say continue visual import transform content, good for transform content, so good for redesigning your slides, uses your content as a starting point and adds new layout and images. We will just click continue. Once we click that, it starts loading. It goes to the next page where it breaks that slide or whatever content you brought out, right, into different slides. You can say different cards, that's what it calls it. But you can now choose the theme you want. So there are different themes. You can go for a dark theme. You can go for something like this. Let's look for one that has some green to it, just because we are, Nigerians and it's for Nigeria. I think this one looks fire. Yeah, I'll just select the theme. And as soon as I'm done, you don't have to worry about anything else. You can play around, but you don't need to worry about anything. Just click generate and I'll see the magic that happens. As soon as you click generate, it gets to work. AI behind the scene is now going to generate a beautiful slide or presentation for you. You can see it creating the remote. You can see what is happening, right? It's creating it for you and doing everything. And it would even generate the images for you, so you don't have to worry about it. And the amazing thing is that somebody might be like, oh, if it creates it, I want to be able to edit it. Hey, you can do that. You can export this into normal slide, into your normal PowerPoint app and continue the edits there with it looking exactly like what it has given you. Or you could also let it, I mostly use Google Suite products, right? So I can open it on Google Docs, rather, sorry, Google Slides, and do any edits that I need to do there, right? So that, yeah, so it generates the images. You get to also choose what kind of images you generate. If it's, I like illustration, so it's going to always generate illustration so that it adds to the visual appeal of the presentation instead of showing random images, right? That's all part of the configuration. I think illustration is the default one, right? You can see it generating a very beautiful presentation without me doing anything. All I have to do was go to ChatGPT, brainstorm what I wanted, what data I want to actually generate for, or uploading my business document or my file from the office that I wanted to use, right? And this can already generate this. It means right now for your pitch deck, if you have an idea you're trying to pitch to um, an investor, you don't need to worry about the design. You come here and you design it, and it looks very professional. If you have a presentation or something you want to discuss with the customer, maybe you have a quotation, right? And you want to share with your customer, but you want it to look really fire, and you don't have design skills, or you don't want to waste your time designing it, right? You can use Gamma to do that, right? If I go into presentation mode, you can click present at the top. You the presentation mode. Easy. You can see this is the entire presentation, right? In fact, my presentation for the last week, if my friend had showed this to, I would have used it to do that own slides. But I did the slide myself. But then I've been giving talks on the same discussion, so I just tweaked things a bit, so it was a lot faster. But of course, this looks very professional to present. I feel I've seen a lot of presentations, and I will tell you that this looks even way better, right? You see, it even did a pie chart for you based on the data without you even asking it to do it, right? Right? It was able to do all of that for you, right? You see the illustrations he gave, very race neutral one with regards to the fact that, oh, it knows Nigeria is in Africa. Africans have a specific color, so it gives you that. There's no bias and all of that, right? So this is what Gamma is able to do for you. And I can export this. I can click export and you can see options. You can export as PDF, export to PowerPoint, or export to Google Slides, or export as images, right? I will choose Google Slides and I will log in with my Google account, right? And automatically it would import that into my Google Slides and I'll be able to access it easily. So it's exporting Google to Google Slides right now. And in a few seconds, should be able to see a link. If you click here to view Google Slides, once I click that, you can see that it's in my Google open in Google Slides. Automatically, boom, hey, we are now on Google Slides, right? It's going to load all the images. Now I can edit this thing if I want. If I change it to Ghana, if I want, I can remove this image, move it however I want on Google Slides, and everything is looking good, right? And the same way on Google Slides, I can now go into presentation mode and see how things can. For example, look at this card. This vulnerability is spilling out. I can go to this particular card, the particular, and drag it and fill it. You see, I could do all this. I could go to this one too and do a similar thing. And you see, all I have to now do is clean up anything I need to clean up, right? If I want to use the same card for anything, all I have to do is duplicate this card and change this thing to any random thing, change this part to any random thing, right? And automatically I have this and I still have this, right? I'm going to delete it, right? So now Gamma is able to help you achieve this. And anything with slide, social graphics, PDFs, reports, illustrating things, hey, don't worry about anything. Just go to Gamma. One might ask, is Gamma free? Gamma is free to an extent, but I feel like if you're working for a business and you really want to take advantage of this, right, you just have to opt in to one of the cheapest package, and then you're able to have access to all these things. In fact, I'm going to use Gamma to generate the pitch deck for my new app, Day Tracker, and use that to send to customers or to even send to investors to see who I can get money from. But anyways, that is Gamma, right, for you. Um, Next I want to show you is Lovable, right? Um, Lovable. So Lovable, there's also V0, right? So Lovable shows you, or it is a platform that lets you build web applications using AI, right? And if I go to all projects, you can see some of the projects I have built using Lovable, right? Um, this was a particular website for a customer. I'm just going to open it, right? V0 is another one, but I open Lovable. So with Lovable, all you have to do is chat with it, right? So this was a demo I was doing, and then we're brainstorming an idea called Plated, right? Where you can book a verified private chefs for intimate dining experience. So if you and a friend want to do a weekend getaway or a weekend hangout, and you don't want to worry too much about food, you can just um, book a private chef, right? And they will come and cook for you at the place or cook and bring it to you, right? Instead of contacting catering agencies, because catering businesses might be an overkill for what they're trying to achieve. Imagine your friend, five to six, seven of you. You don't need to go contacting a catering agency or company because they want events, they want to do weddings, they want to do celebrations, anniversaries, and the rest of them. So their budget is always high. But with you, you can literally find that pretty lady or that chef on Instagram that is very good at what she does, but she's a middle class or low class, right? Where and when I'm saying class because of the level of their business, right? She has a startup business where she really cooks nice food and she's posting on social media. She can sign up on Plated as a chef, right? And you can request our service and that can go, right? You can do different things. When you go to book a chef, you can choose a particular chef. For example, let me say this one. You go to detail page where you can see their gallery so they can browse through some of the images and they can choose the date you want to go. They see the pricing starting from price. You can choose the number of guests you're trying to book for, and then you can request a booking and he or she would approve and then it will go. So anybody that is looking to run a business like this, a startup business like this, hey, I'm willing to give you plated to run, but of course you have to give me a cut. The website is already done, right? You just have to make the business work, right? But anyways, that's by the way, right? V0, the same thing, um, um like Lovable, where you can also build out. I went to a hackathon in the last 2 months where we're required to use V0 to create something and not write any code, right? So I created a blood donor directory for Ghana. And I think it's something that really interested people when I posted it, right? And currently right now a member of my team is in talks with the Ghana Health Systems and Committee and Commission in Ghana to see the possibilities of having this actually work, right? Because when I posted it, a lady literally commented that, oh, when she was giving birth, she ran out of blood and well, she wanted blood rather. And her husband was not in the country because he's the only compatible one they could easily get access to. And it was hard for them to get a blood donor, right? And that was very interesting because these are some of the common things that people face today, right? So this is how the platform looks, right? And literally on V0, for example, you can deploy it. You can push it online and copy this link and share with your friends or anybody you want to show, right? You don't need to worry too much about domain connections and all of these things. For example, you can see here, this is already the platform where you can become a blood donor. But of course, if we're going to roll this out, it will be a private thing. It will not be available to the public, right? Because it has to be a hospital being able to access it and the donor being able to access their profile to see their history and upload tests and keep like because it's sensitive information, right? But for demo's sake, I made it public for people to see, right? These numbers are all fake numbers, fake email addresses. So it's not anything, it's not like, well, I'm exposing anybody's information. This is just for demo purposes. So we see the registered donors, you're able to see the person donating and their medical history, comment from their doctor or something like that. And the hospitals can then know who to contact if they know that, okay, if they want an home negative, right? Then that, okay, this person is compatible with the patient we have at office. Let's give them a call and see the possibility of them making themselves available. And then we're doing this transaction and they're getting the blood and pay or whatever the case may be. Yeah. So that's some of the things you can use for to build websites. You can use Lovable, you can use V0. But if you're somebody that is quite technical and want to do more things, right, you can then use anti-gravity. You see anti-gravity, you have to download an entire app and you will see code, but you don't need to write the code because there's a chat interface here on the right where you can use to um, chat with the code and then let it write the code for you, right? And that's how that goes. And for people that use the mobile application, you can use something called rock.app. So RORK.com. Let me see rock. Yeah. So this lets you build mobile applications, cross-platform mobile application using React Native, but you chat it just like ChatGPT. You can see here it says build real mobile fast, right? So you can create native apps using AI. So um, these are some of the things I have built so far. I built something, water delivery finder. So in some parts of Ghana, right, fresh water is not really, I would say, readily available for apartments. But there are some guys that have big trucks where they've been driving water around, right? I was like, okay, you should be able to find these guys that drive the water around by just seeing where they are, where they are at, where they are at, and then request the one that's closest to you, right? And different kind of things. Different kind of apps that I kind of explored using Rock AI. These are all mobile applications, so you can also check that out. And then for people that are in the creative space, like music, you can use Suno AI. I'm sure some people heard this particular song that has become really popular, and it was like "Kuti Papa Kuti," something like that. That song, there's the original by a French guy, but then the one that has been trending recently is actually generated by AI, right? So this is Suno. I personally have been using Suno to generate random songs for my friends when it's their birthday, where I would just narrate what the song should be about, right? And it would literally generate the song, and I can play the song, whichever one I like. I can download it and then share with my friend or however I want to use it. Yeah, so these are some of the tools that I personally use, right? There are lots, right? But I think for the sake of time, right, these are some of the tools I have been using, right? So you can also tap into some of these tools. Gamma, I wanted to really share with you guys because I think it's really a good platform, right? For you to, generate. These are some of the things you can use in your workforce. For example, you have an idea, you're brainstorming. You can brainstorm with ChatGPT, and when you're done, you can tell it to generate a report that you want to use for PowerPoint slide. Copy that into Gamma, and it'll give you a professional slide that you can edit, put your name in there as its founder, whatever it is, and share it with potential investors or your boss or anybody, right? So that shows that you're very serious about what you're doing or what you're trying to achieve, right? So these are some of the things. And in fact, there's something I can go to. Let's see the possibility for this, right? So I also run a startup called Book Me Now, which is an appointment scheduling platform, right, for businesses. I'm going to open it. I'm going to open it, which I have done. And what I'm going to do is download this. So this is the current slide I've done. So I usually like my slides to be very simple, right? Because I just like the simplicity of it. But of course, the slides can be improved, it can become better. And usually I keep it simple because I'm talking to an investor. I want them to be able to pay attention to the details I'm trying to share with them. But hey, some investors just like beautification, right? So what I can do is download this guy as a PDF, for example, right? It means this then means that you can download your current slides you've already created as like PDF or whatever it is, download them. The reason is you want to see what AI can do with them, right? I'm going to go into create new, paste content. I'm going to upload a file or import a file instead. I'm going to choose this particular file that I have downloaded and wait for it to upload. I think it's quite large, right? So I wait for it to upload. When it's done, then I would see the possibility of generating a new pitch deck from that looks even way more beautiful than what I'm already doing, right? So now it's done. You can see presentation. I can click continue. Then soon as it opens, I'm sure I'm able to choose the theme. So I think we have the Nigerian theme selected, right? And we can split your content into cards. Just split for me. We can say yes, split for me, and it will do the split, right? And yeah, it will do that. But then I can choose what theme I want. So currently we're using the Nigerian theme. I think the Nigerian theme works because Book Me Now main color is green, and I think the green color from the Nigerian one works. So I'll keep it as is, but I'll note the name. The name is pistachio, pistachio. But I will see this one. This one has more greenery. Let me see, pistachio. Okay, I'll see the possibilities. I'll see what it has for me, and let me just see this guy. Yeah, I'll go with this particular one and just see how things come out, right? I'll select the team, right? And you can see, yeah, I told it to split it card by card, and it did. So the first one is, which is correct. And quite interesting, he also described what images were already on the existing file I uploaded. You can see here, it says a cartoon illustration of a man with brown hair wearing a white shirt, but then of course there's no white shirt, crying intensively with large blue tears streaming down his face, which is very interesting, right? And then when I'm done, I will just he also detected the logo icon for Book Me Now. That's very interesting, right? And all of that. So what I'm just going to do is click generate. Let me see what it's able to do, right? This means you can use your already existing presentation and see how you can even make it more beautiful and more presentable. And you don't have to like, don't forget that when you're trying to use AI, you're actually using AI to solve an actual problem that you have. Because if you're going to be sharing report or detail with your boss, you might as well share something that is very useful, right? That is literally what that is and how it should be, right? So you can see here it's building it out, right? And definitely there's some improvement that I think might be needed in this kind of slide or whatever it is, right? But you get to see the possibilities of what it can do for you. And you see the other way I had, for example, see what it did here with okay, when it's done. So when it's done, you can see I showed this the market opportunity is something very important in business, right? And I showed it this way because I felt like I didn't want to overdo the design, and mostly my pitch I talk whilst I show you, so I'm able to explain what I'm showing you. But a lot of the times your pitch is being forwarded to other people, right? And you might not be there to represent or to speak on the way you've arranged things, right? But you can see here that Gamma was able to represent the data on this market opportunity in a way and manner that makes a lot of sense, right? You can say this is the biggest, this is smaller, this is down, because that's literally how the addressable market should be shown, right? The term here is total addressable market, this is a serviceable market, and then this is serviceable obtainable market. So you can definitely see that this just teaches that, okay, whatever you're trying to launch, right? This is the big market, but at the end of the day, you're only going to get a percentage or portion of the market. But yeah, this is something that I can literally build on. Or what I can do is if I don't like the design I've done, I'll just copy only the text from the slide and ignore the image. That way it can do its own thing. Because clearly here you can see it's trying to use my images from the slide. And of course, they look pixelated because the quality of this image were not huge, right? So that's something I can do. I can just make it use the text only without the images. So yeah, guys, this is some of the things that you can do and achieve using AI practically. I think at this point and this junction, I'll be open to questions now, and let's get started. I see a message in the chat. They say somebody said, and this is Farouk. Farouk said, "Good day, sir. As an architect uh, of the HOD of our department, the HOD of our department always tells us to think outside the box. So I'm planning to keep going with my plan to start an innovation company. Right now, I'm working on a standing electric scooter, which I'm trying to set up in okay, Abu Amadu Bello University in Zaria. I really appreciate your advice. Okay, I'm definitely, if you can reach out to me more on this, because I need to understand what exactly you were trying to achieve, right? And is this a question in regards to some of the things you can have access to or something like that? But I think, I know something like this, the good starting point is a presentation, right? If your presentation is really solid, right, you can definitely get investors, you can definitely present it to your department. But then of course the presentation of your research and your plan is really important. So you can reach out to me and then we can talk more about it. Any other questions? Today I'm guessing there should be a lot of questions because this is mainly the reason for which this exists. So feel free to unmute and ask any question or send it in the chat. Abba, over to
Peter,
you. Yeah.
so you have a couple of questions actually in the chat box as well.
Oh,
There
okay.
is one question from Hassan. He's asking, what type of prompt would you use with Gamma to generate images that are relevant to specific topics? Example, Nigerian tax or topics using free version of the AI application.
Um, what prompt to use? I think you have to just describe what exactly you're trying to achieve, right? So if you're looking to generate an image, be more specific, all right? Don't just say generate image for tax. Like you can say generate an image of a middle class man holding on one hand, there's tax, there's a big bunch of money, but it's spilling over. On the other hand, there's something else. Like be more detailed about the kind of image, right? So think about it this way: you're trying to draw, but you're not the one doing the drawing, it's somebody else. So depending on how you describe the picture you have in your mind, the artist is able to create something close to what you're trying to achieve, right? So that's the way I see it. You're trying to draw, but you're not the one doing the drawing. So make sure to explain some things in a way that the artist is able to see it. Yeah. And yeah, I think okay, I see I was on a different I was just on Farouk uh comments, but I see another question here. Somebody says, after CS student, I spend a lot of time debugging. How can I best use AI tools like GitHub, Copilot, or ChatGPT not just to fix my errors, but to make me better at coding? Okay, awesome. With this, I would say it's good that you have that mentality of wanting to be better, right? I would say you can have, but you see, the thing is, the truth is, you ought to be willing to invest in yourself. And being able to invest in yourself starts from you being able to pay $20 a month for maybe a few first few months to get better at something. My best advice to you, if you're a software engineer, Abubakar, is that um, subscribe to Keza or Anti-Gravity. It's around $20 a month. You can pay for just the first $20 and see if it's even useful, right? If it's not, you can quit. You can terminate your whatever. But the point is, now when you use this AI to write code, the good thing on anti-gravity that he has planning mode that shows you exactly how he wants to achieve the problem. That way helps you also think about how this problem will be solved. And then if you have a problem with it, you can be like, oh no, let's do it this way instead. And you can update that plan until you guys agree that this is how you want to achieve it. Then it will go on to solve it. But also, because you want to also get better coding, whenever it's done with an implementation, make it generate documentation on that implementation. And the good thing with AI these days is that it doesn't just create code for you and leave it like that. It lets you do review on the code, and until you agree before the code can be merged to the existing code. It means you can undo, you can accept, you can comment on the code, you can tell it to redefine the code or maybe rework the code or something of the sort. I think documentation is something that you can benefit from. And some things you don't need to let it slide. For example, if you're trying to, for example, when I was working on Day Tracker, I wanted it to generate a widget on iPhone so that even without opening the app, you can see your completed and uncompleted tasks. And it got it done. But I had not done something like that before for iOS apps. I was like, okay, show me how you did it. And it did it. And it showed me. I'm like, okay, oh, wow. So this is how they do it. These are the possibilities. And now it means whenever I need to do that, I know exactly how to do it myself, or at least I know exactly how to explain to somebody that I think has an issue or something of the sort, right? So this day and age, don't just use the AI platform, but also let it tell you how you achieved some of the solution that it did so that you can, get better while you're using it. I see Tega says, for someone early in their career, what is the most practical way to start leveraging AI without technical background? Um, I don't know what career you are in, but if you happen to be a technical person, I would say start exploring agentic IDs or coding editors. So check Keza, check out Anti-Gravity. I personally use Anti-Gravity, but you can look at Cloud Code. You can look at different platforms like that, right? Gemini too is there, but I mostly use Anti-Gravity because in Anti-Gravity, I can switch between a lot of models. I can switch to, I mostly use Gemini, but I can switch to GPT, I can switch to Claude and the like, right? So that's what I would say, right? Um, can it be used as analytics? That is Gamma. Elizabeth is asking. Um, my best advice is do your analytics on ChatGPT. So put your maybe if you have an Excel sheet or report or whatever it is, put it on ChatGPT. Tell it to generate a report for you. And when it's done, copy that report and take it to Gamma so that I can make it beautiful. So Gamma is just there to give you a presentable. I think Mariam Bako, if you can mute us.
Nan ne ya kamata a zuba ruwa. Ya yi zafi da yawa. Waye
Okay, Nazir, your question is deep. Your question goes beyond just using ChatGPT. Your question is now leaning toward agentic AIs. So my best advice is go and Google the statement OpenClaw and do some research. You can reach out to me, then we can explore some certain things. So when you check OpenClaw has now gone beyond just ChatGPT conversations. OpenClaw, you can tell OpenClaw to send an email to somebody and they will send an email to someone. You can tell OpenClaw, hey, log into my account and do this, and it will do that. So if you're using trading things, right, you can explore OpenClaw to check out real-time data analysis. It might not want you to say, oh, you want to do trade on your behalf, but it can give you advice and all of that. But then I think I've seen quite a number of things of the sorts, Nazir, on X. So you can check out X2, like Twitter, and Google, check out some of the platform that exists there. Um, Aminu, Adamu, what are the limitations of Lovable? free tier compared to pro plans. The limitation for a lot of this AI platform is the number of tokens you can use. I mean, tokens mean the number of things you can do on them, right? For example, on Gamma, you cannot. What I tried is that when I tried using the free mode, it did not agree to generate more than 8 slides or so. But if your presentation is supposed to be more than 8 slides, you cannot generate more than 8 slides. That's the free mode. But I subscribed to it because I wanted to be able to generate more because some of the things I work on, it requires a lot, right? Yes. And Sabrina's question says, AI is great and is the future, but I feel like it's had made many lazy. Many people end up not being innovative and don't think um critically. This is another debate. Otherwise, it is great. Yes, Sabrina, I agree with you 100%. But hey, the difference here is that AI is the new era, right? And there's no point being focused on people that are getting lazy. Rather, focus on yourself. How are you leveraging it to become super competitive and have a better leveraging advantage? For example, you go into a workplace, right? There's somebody that uses AI. There's somebody that does not use AI, right? The person that does not use AI might be very good, but you that use AI will be way faster than that person. So my thing with AI is that use AI as a superpower, right? Use AI to help yourself become even more, right? To do more within the limited period of time. But then don't rely too much on the AI. Do critical thinking, do be the one to do the review. But if anything, I think AI will be able to perform way better if you bring your experience into the equation and make sure that it is not just on autopilot doing this thing. You're using your expertise to drive how it's executing things. So hope I was able to support on that mindset of yours, which is good. Habibat, Yunusa, what other AI tools would you recommend or have tried out of content creation? So with content creation, there is a platform called Oculus, I think. It helps you chop up long form videos into short form videos with captions and the like. And then CapCut is also good. People see CapCut as just editor, but hey, CapCut has AI. It can do captions for you. It can do auto cut for you if you're paying though, right? So those are some of them that I have tried, right? But there are quite a number of them that you can explore in the AI space. Okay, Value Loop says, answer this. What type of prompts would you use with Gamma to generate images that are relevant to a specific topic? For example, Nigerian tax or any topic using any free version of an AI application. Okay, this question, I think I answered it already. But I'm saying you just have to be descriptive in the prompts, right? Of what you're trying to achieve, right? For example, um, the when I uploaded the document, it showed description to the images that already existed. All I had to do was go and change that description so that it would then use new set of images. Yes. And I also said that imagine it's like drawing, but you're not the one drawing. So be very detailed so that the artist can represent what you're trying to achieve. Can I use Gamma in other languages? Um, Interestingly, I've not tried that, but I think with AI models, it is possible. But I would always say go to ChatGPT first, brainstorm. If you wanted the items to be in a different language, then present them let ChatGPT generate everything in that different language. Then you copy that and put on Gamma. Gamma, as I repeat, is only there to help you generate beautiful slides. So the language might not be their concern. Well, Tiger says, are certifications in AI worth pursuing, or is it hands-on application more valuable? I would say hands-on experience is more valuable, right, than certifications. The reason is people want to see what you're able to achieve, right? So for me, it's best to even get hands-on experience and be able to show what you've done for companies or you've done for yourself, right? And those might be things that open more doors for you quicker than certification because certification is there, but if you want to pursue certification, that's all right. Personally, I am pursuing an MSc in data science and artificial intelligence. And that's because I choose to specialize there and I want to be part of the regulators. Or I want to do more things that might require that I. It's funny thing, nobody asked me for my certification, but it's just a nice thing to say. You're in Africa, if they see somebody that can do something but they didn't go to school, people will be looking at you some way. But because of the kind of podiums I go to do presentations, there's always that slide up that is about me. And that slide, a lot of eyeballing happens there. They want to see who you are, what you've achieved, what you've done. And it's just nice additions to have all these things. But ultimately, I think in chasing such certification, what is more important to me is the connections with the other people that are pursuing it. That is mostly important to me, not just the certification, right? Well, it's useless by itself, but the connection is what makes it more worth it. So yeah, that is pretty much it. I don't know if there are any other questions, but at this junction, there are no other questions. I think about I'll give it back to you. What I'm going.
Thank you very much, Peter. From our previous meetings, I would like to say wow, 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 because you have done the topic justice, and you have given us everything. I'm pretty sure some people in the comments have already gone to try out the Gamma tool. I know I have, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be very useful towards everybody's profession and everybody's daily activities. And we will make sure to try and download your app as well. So for people that came to join in late and want to know about the app, please look into the app that Peter has, the apps that Peter has displayed. He has put it in the chat. The app is called Daily Tea Tracker. It's currently available on iPhone, and maybe
Yes,
in the future
yeah,
he will
just
make it available on Android.
maybe.
But for now, Peter is teasing the Android users and telling them that they should invest in iPhones. But the app is actually very useful, especially for people that like being detailed in their daily activities. I think most of the questions you've answered are top notch. You've answered. So for people that would want to, again, reach out to you, can you please drop your social media on the chat so that they can also reach out to you? I know some of the people that you said to reach out to you. Some of them are your siblings, if you don't know. They will reach out to you, and hopefully you can guide them towards achieving their goals in their respective professions and careers. So once again, thank you very much, Peter. Would you want to say anything for like a minute before we close, or I can just go ahead and end the meeting for now?
Um, a big thank you to the Value Loop team for having me once again, and a big shout out to everyone here. And just to encourage everyone, for the fact that you are here listening to this, trust me, you're already part of the top 1% in Nigeria, because a lot of people don't even have any idea what AI is. They've heard the buzzword, but they don't know exactly what it is or how to use it. But you being here, I've seen the possibilities, and if you're smart, you start trying out some of these things. But I admire your curiosity, and I think already being curious gives you that leverage already. So, big shout out to you too, and thanks a lot for.
Great. Thank you again, Peter. We appreciate your presence in our midst, and you have done everything possible to educate the generation on what AI does for everybody, and vast experiences people can get from AI as well. So from here, I would give you a brief summary of the apps that Peter has spoken about. He has used Gamma to create magic in front of our eyes. He has also used another AI tool called Lovable, which he has illustrated here on the value loop. Once again, we would want to appreciate him by giving him a virtual round of applause. So if you can use the reaction button and give him another round of applause as we close the meeting. So for everybody that has joined, we thank you. And you can follow our social media page on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and the channel on WhatsApp for all the information we have spoken about today and Peter has presented today. You can find it on the YouTube channel when it's posted, and you can do a recap, you can explain, you can watch and try the apps and the AI tools that he mentioned. I am very sure that they will be very useful to a number of people on the call. I know that he has mentioned in the past that when you're given prompts, you should prompt AI like you're speaking to your child. Explain to it in detail that this is what you want, and then from there you can have the conversation with it. I know that some AI tools have voice conversation, so you can actually talk to it and then from there expand what you would want to do. So thank you very much, everybody. And we will be seeing you again in 2 weeks. We have another exciting session coming for you. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend.